What is going on, guys? Grave here. Today we're going to talk Star Wars Battlefront 2. Of course, if you got to see E-Play today, you got to see around 30 minutes of footage and a lot of talking about the game and talking about what's coming to the game and what's going to change from their past installment of Star Wars Battlefront. First things first, they're going to talk about the campaign. They said that was a big thing. That was a kind of downer from the this past installment of the game. And there is going to be a campaign in this game, of course, and it's going to take place between Return of the Jedi and The Force Awakens. Content was also another thing that was kind of lacking in Star Wars Battlefront. Like I said, it wasn't a bad game, but the content kind of didn't give the grindy players what they wanted to continue playing the game for a long period of time. They said this game is going to have 3 times the content of the first game. And like I said, guys, of course, they did show 30 minutes of gameplay footage of the game, and it looked amazing. Of course, you know, if DICE makes a game, it always looks good and always sounds good. And to me, it looks even better than this Battlefront game, and of course, even Battlefield 1. They have really stepped it up with the graphics and audio of the game. It just looks and sounds like a Star Wars game. It makes you feel, once again, kind of being immersed in a Star Wars movie. But like I said, they're going to have 3 times the content of this game. They're going to have multiple planets, multiple heroes that you can be, and also different ways to customize the way you play. They're going to have classes in this now that's kind of similar to what I would say a Battlefield style is. You're going to have different ways to play, whether you're a kind of on foot, up in front, on the front line style soldier, more of a sit back, longer range weapons, as a support style also. And I'm sure they're going to still have those ways to make your characters look different like they did in this Battlefront, game. The thing that I thought was good was there was some talk about a skill gap, which was not really there in Battlefront before. That was another thing a lot of people that they kind of disliked about the game. They said there's more of a skill gap in the game now with the way the create a class system works. I think that will bring a skill gap because you're going to have different ways to run your team, your loadouts, and whatnot. So that's going to make a better kind of understanding of a skill gap, even because you may necessarily be playing that front line role, but the support character may be a little bit harder to play, or the sniper may be a little bit harder to play. It's going to depend on the way and the style you play, and of course with this create a class system, I think that is going to help with that skill gap and make it more of a skill gap in general. So it's not just everybody's on the same playing field. If you're good, you put in the time, you're good with certain weapons, you're going to be good at the game, and vice versa. Also, a different thing that they kind of showed in the gameplay was in this game, you know, you can go up and there's always little orbs and things on the ground. You can pick them up. You'll get your different grenades, your planes, or whatnot. During Battlefront 2, during the gameplay, you'll be getting points acquired to your character for whatever you're doing, kills, objectives, and whatnot. And you're going to be able to apply those to the planes, to the different heroes. Whatever, when you get a certain amount, you can use those in-game to bring out whatever you want from those categories. There's even some different kind of robots and things that are in the Star Wars universe you can bring out, not just maybe necessarily a certain hero. So I thought that was a pretty good idea too, instead of just the on map pickups. These are going to be things they say is going to change the way the battle plays out. Also, the one thing that I thought was really, really good was they announced, and they were still kind of iffy with the wording, but that was they said they're going to break down DLC into seasons. Of course, they have said they didn't want to do a normal season pass for Battlefront 2 like they have done for past Battlefield and Battlefront games. They said they wanted it to be free for everyone to be able to enjoy it. They said the first season is going to be in the holiday season, so probably around Christmas time, a little before Christmas, you're going to get the first DLC with some new heroes, maps, and whatnot, and it's going to be free. They didn't really go into details too much about how they're going to handle all the DLC after that. I'm still assuming it's going to be free, but they may throw in something there a little bit later on as we find out more and more about the game that may cost. I'm not quite sure yet. They really, like I said, they didn't really get into it. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think about Star Wars Battlefront 2. Of course, if you like the video, hit the like. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.